incomplete pass. And once again, Kyle Shanahan has got the goods. He has not lost before a conference title game. Now 7-0 across the wild card and divisional playoffs in his career. The best figure among more than 40 head coaches with at least 7 games across those 2 rounds. A distinction previously held by the late, great John Madden. Here's Nick Sirianni, who has got an incredible resume as well afterwards on the message to his defeated squad.
What I said to the guys is, you know, adversity shapes you to who you are, and if you allow it to. And so there's a lot to be thankful for, but, you know, you got to use this adversity to shape you, and that's for everybody in that locker room, myself, the coaches, the players. Let the pain shape you to what you want to be, and we'll use this like we used it at the end of 22, 23. Because all that was necessary for 24, and, you know, we'll see what the future holds.
Ben, we'll get to the Niners part of the equation because they earned the praise and they earned 60 more minutes. Jason, you lived it the year he was talking about it, and you had a close view of this team this year.
Yeah.
What went wrong with the offense throughout the season that just could never quite be fixed?
Well, a lot of things. I think the biggest thing that was the glaring difference between this year and last year was the run game, right? I think we had Saquon Barkley nearly set the NFL rushing record. If you look at the passing statistics, really not that big of a difference. That was the main difference. But I think there was also other differences. I think you got to tip your cap to the San Francisco 49ers. You saw a team fighting, playing together. They lose George Kittle. How many players have they lost this year? And it feels like they've come together. And listen, I love the Philadelphia Eagles. I love these coaches.
Of course.
But the way they responded to the adversity last year, with all the noise and whatnot, they came together, made a great playoff run, won a Super Bowl. This year, it never felt like that happened. It never felt like they were able to come together and realize that it's about us. Everybody focus on your job. There's all these narratives out there. You let that stuff. It never felt like they handled that as well as they did last season.
It's not just guys that they lost either. They lost significant playmakers in San Francisco, and they still won. I saw you had something to go.
Well, yeah, because and Jason knows this, when you win a Super Bowl, you do feel like the Super Bowl champion.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care what nobody says, don't call us reigning champ, that season's over. You feel like you can find the answers because you found the answers before. And it doesn't stop you from working hard. It doesn't stop you from putting your hand in the pile. But it does get to a point where this individual may feel like he has the solution, or this guy feels like he has the solution. And you never come together in the way you did the year before because you're all thinking to yourself, I'm a champion. No, we were champions.
Yeah.
And when you look at this Philadelphia Eagles team, we were all waiting on those individuals to figure it out and go make plays because we'd seen it. But this team never figured that out. And they lost this game in the most predictable way possible because that's how they played the entire season.
Well, you look at the mental part for me, right? Like, I've been a guy that has applauded Nick Sirianni for all of the winning he's done. He's a Super Bowl champion, went to another Super Bowl. And, RC, you made the point when that graphic came on with you and Fletch. Bro, sometimes it comes down to the guys in the locker room and how well they're going to look out for each other. And that's where the disjointed thing happened. Look, I'll say this. Kevin Patullo was awful.
Yeah.
All right, as a play caller, as an offensive coordinator, he was awful. But there should have been guys in that locker room that could have overcome that, right? And that's what you saw. When I see the last play of the game not go to A.J. Brown when he's matched up one-on-one, that tells me everything I need to know about this season for the Philadelphia Eagles. Jalen Hurts didn't go to – think about this, guy.
Game on the line.
Dante Culpepper didn't throw to Randy Moss. Game on the line, and he covered one-on-one. Everybody would leave that stadium ready to tear a hole in every piece of it.
Okay, but I know had about 5 drops yesterday.
It don't matter.
This is the other thing.
Doesn't it?
It don't matter. It does not matter. What matters is that I've seen them make 100,000 of these plays, and I'm going to let that sound. It's just like when I went off about Derrick Henry. Are you going to let the fumble stop you from giving him the ball, or are you going to believe what you've seen from him the majority of the years that he played football?
And I know that everybody is out on Kevin Patullo. I happen to know the guy. I love Kevin Patullo. I know he's a great coach. I know it wasn't the best performance this year offensively. They had the #1 highest paid offense in the league and were mediocre across the board. That's unacceptable. They had their chances to win that game yesterday, and the players didn't make the plays. All right? That's all I'm going to leave it at.
Okay.
And there's no reason that, and what Robert Saleh did, that defense is commendable. What they've done to get to here is absolutely a testament to that organization and how well they're built and they function across the board. Kyle Shanahan with the trickeration, finding a way to get things open and everything like that. You tip your cap to them, but Philly had their opportunities.
But JK,
that goes to, and this is my opinion, that's why Dallas Goedert got the opportunity. I don't feel like Dallas Goedert got the opportunity because A.J. Brown didn't make plays. I think Dallas Goedert got it because he was the guy that made plays. It's 3rd and 11. I throw it to A.J. and he drop it. Where do I go on 4th down? I go to Dallas Goedert. Dallas Goedert led this team in touchdown receptions. And so I feel, Marcus, I said the same thing earlier. If I'm going to get cover 4, and I know that they're going to have hook defenders and a quarters defender there, and I got one-on-one with A.J. Brown and Deommodore Lenoir, hell yeah, I throw it to him. I don't care if he dropped 50 balls, but that tells you about a disconnect.
About a disconnect, exactly. And that is my point, because early in the year, I watched them behind on the Rams and say, AJ, you got to win every single rep. And he won every single rep, and they won the game. This is the playoffs, bro. It's on the line. And you don't go to your $100 million wide receiver that's in man-to-man coverage. I don't care if he drop passes early in the game. I don't care what the situation is. The answer to that play, even Devontae, your first-round draft pick that you paid, is out there singled up. And it's not for not going to them one-on-one. You threw the ball in the middle of the field with 3 defenders around the receiver.
There were 3 folks.
Stop it, man. So to your point, RC, it's a disconnect between what these guys have done all season long.
I love what he said, though. I think sometimes we put too much on the coaches. Players had opportunities to make plays, and they did not.
60 minutes, 18 games, and then another game. And it's just they had a number of problems that continued over and over and over, and all credit in the world to an undermanned San Francisco team who might be more undermanned moving forward. We welcome in Adam Schefter now. With that in mind, they will head to Seattle on yet another short week, which Niner fans are not thrilled about. I imagine their coaches and players probably aren't either. What do we know, Adam, about players they may or may not get back in advance of that game?
Well, Scott, on that short week where they'll play in Seattle on Saturday, they will be without their leader, tight end, Pro Bowl, George Kittle, tore his Achilles yesterday, brutal injury. He's the heart and soul of that team. His spirit is contagious. The moment he went down on this play right here yesterday, you knew it was going to be an Achilles injury, and Kyle Shanahan confirmed after the game it was, in fact, a torn Achilles. As for Ricky Pearsall, the 49ers wide receiver, he wants to try to play Saturday, but he's got that knee injury, and it's still up in the air whether he'll be able to make it back in time on Saturday. They got a big game out of Demarcus Robinson yesterday. They'll need that again Saturday if Pearsall doesn't play. And there are obviously questions about whether Fred Warner can come back from his dislocated and fractured ankle. Kyle Shanahan said after the game he wasn't counting on that happening. Kyle Shanahan is about as honest and transparent on injuries as any coach in the NFL. When he says he's not counting on it, that means that Warner's not going to be able to make it back Saturday. But if somehow the 49ers can win, then he would have a chance to make it back potentially for the NFC Championship game. Meanwhile, you were talking about the Eagles. The sense around the league is that there are changes expected to the offensive staff. We'll see if and when the Eagles decide to make them. But the last time they had a season this disappointing, they made sweeping changes to the offensive staff, and it sounds like they'll do the same again this year.
More to come from our senior NFL insider, Adam Schefter, throughout the show. Adam, thank you very much. TJ Watt, one of the best in the league, told me on SportsCenter when he joined me after that dramatic Week 18 victory. First of all, he said it was good to get out of the locker